Tom, I really thought that this would be a much higher scoring game that's been so far.
Well, the two good defensive games, though, and everybody says you really get to a Super Bowl or the playoffs with defense. And the amazing thing was that Dorsett came in with a 5.1 rushing average, 3 straight 100-yard days, and he's averaging 1.5, 17 yards and 11 carries. He's the only ball carrier at all for Dallas, and they simply shut it down. The steel curtain can still play the rush as well as anybody.
Dallas just averaging 2.6 yards per offensive play, far below their average. Let's get back down to the field.
I can't wait. This is going to be the game that, as we said, might be a preview of things to come. And Bradshaw had a good first half. He was 8 for 20, which isn't big on percentage, but 102 yards.
One more half. And the Super Bowl rematch here on CBS as Rafael Septien chases Larry Anderson back into the end zone, where he comes out with it. He is hit just outside the 20, stays on his feet momentarily, now goes down. Aaron Mitchell. Let's look at the more detailed version of those halftime statistics.
Look at first down. Yards rushing in the left column, 17 for Dallas, 56 for Pittsburgh, 91 passing for Pittsburgh, 72 for Dallas. But I had a feeling after Pittsburgh missed the field goal after the turnover that Dallas defense sort of put it together and said, okay, now we're ready to play some football.
By the way, Greg Aiella and Doug Todd, who did such an outstanding job for the Dallas Cowboys in the area of communications with us, tell us that the information is that Danny White called that play himself when he threw the pass out of punt formation. It was not a call from the bench. He has that option.
Well, they said there were open receivers on it, but the very fact that you would gamble in a 7-3 ball game that way makes me think it was not a good call by White.
Talking about Doug Todd and Greg Aiella, Joe Gordon, the Steelers, does an outstanding job, too. They just lay it out on the line for you, don't they?
That's right. Tell you exactly how their players feel. Is anybody more confident than Mr. Terry Bradshaw before or after a game?
He has every reason to be. Terry Bradshaw gives this time to Thornton. Thornton is smothered by Larry Cole. First Cowboy there. Pittsburgh got a touchdown from Franco Harris on a 1-yard run. Dallas got a 32-yard field goal from Rafael Septien, and that is it.
All right, let's do with what we call ground level slow-mo on the line of scrimmage. We told you about how the guys from Pittsburgh can bench press a ton. They set a 230-pound fullback in there and get absolutely not much, maybe a yard and a half.
It'll be third down now. Bradshaw has Thornton right behind him, and he stays in to block on Randy White. Bradshaw fires, complete first down. John Stallworth is touched by Dennis Thurman, but the Steelers get it.
I watched John Dutton now making a rush. He's to the right of the screen. You may not be able to see him. That's Thornton, number 77. But Dutton is a little slow making the original move. And Landry said during the week, I'm not going to expect miracles from a player that's only been in camp a week and a half or 2 weeks.
And hasn't been playing, working out on a regular basis at all. You can't expect that much. First down, Pittsburgh, their own 35. This is Thornton. And Thornton has about 8. Cliff Harris made the tackle, but Sid Thornton just popped out of nowhere to pick up good yardage.
Big block by Cunningham, number 89, the tight end. And he's a moose. Grossman's a good receiver, but Cunningham can block. Watch the right part of your screen. 79 seals it off. Cole can't get out there. D.D. Lewis and Cliff Harris actually get in on that stop.
8 yards make it 2nd and 2. Pittsburgh on the move in their first possession of the second half. Pat Summerall of Tom Brookshire at Three River Stadium. If you can run it against Dallas, the record is that you can have some success. And that's the way they beat them 2 years ago. They were able to run it on the ground.
Well, that time they let Randy White come through and just sort of trapped him. Nobody else showed up, so there was a good-sized hole. Watch 54 to the left of your screen. Come on through. Trapped by Mullins. And nobody else made a move, and Stalls got turned all the way around. Linebackers are having to make a lot of tackles.
First down, Pittsburgh, just barely in Dallas territory. They lead it already 7-3. They give to Thornton. Thornton gets to the outside. Breaks a couple of tackles, has the first down. Brunig and Harris make the tackle, but Sid Thornton with good yardage.
Is that a brilliant thing to do, though, at halftime? We'll say, okay, Franco, let's fake it to Franco or put him in the formation and give it to Thornton. Boy, this young back is really a bull. Let's see what sprung Thornton out. Look at Stallworth, the outside receiver, taking Hughes and doubling him over. Can't run wide without good blocking by those receivers.
And a good block by Stallworth on Randy Hughes. Thornton, 9 carries, 49 yards in Dallas territory. Line of scrimmage at 37 now. And Bradshaw and Chuck Knoll have apparently made up their mind that this is what we've got to do. Run it. Randy Hughes. Stop Thornton at the line of scrimmage.
Bradshaw calls a lot of his plays. You know, they say maybe 90%. But that time he faced the flex on first down. I'll bet you he would like to have thrown it. And I really thought he might have checked off for that. I saw him look over the bench like, dang it, maybe I should have done something else.
The only team that's done better than that 7 consecutive seasons, is Dallas. Hand off to Thornton, who does stay on his feet, struggles up to about the 32. Bradshaw gets up limping. Bob Brunig made the tackle, but Bradshaw looks like he might have turned his ankle. There he is.
Again, he will not leave the game unless they carry him off. You've seen him come back and try to play. Well, he's going to stay in there. The Cowboys have a record of 12 playoffs in 13 seasons.
8 in a row. 3rd and 3. Pittsburgh has made the playoffs 7 consecutive years. Pittsburgh has converted 3 out of 10 times in third down situations. They face this one, and Bradshaw has time to throw. What a catch by John Stallworth. Gee. Remarkable catch, and a flag goes down. Back in the secondary. Holding against Pittsburgh. I said secondary. I meant the secondary blockers for the Steelers.
They put 3 people that time on Randy White. They all took different shots at him. Let's see what happened and where the breakdown took place. One of the great catches is going to be nullified. Aaron Kyle still thought he was going to get the ball.
Holding number 72, offense, still 3rd down.
Mullins is the culprit.
I saw 3 people. It looked like the Bumpo cars at the amusement parade as Randy White came off the line of scrimmage. They took shots at him from 3 different sides.
All right, it's 3rd down and 13 to go for first for Pittsburgh. They would appear, at least at the moment, to be out of field goal range. Dallas does blitz. Bradshaw picks it up. Another flag is down. It's going to be another holding violation against Pittsburgh. Dennis Thurman covering John Stallworth.
To the bottom of the screen, watch John Dutton, number 78, use a hand slap a little bit on the head of Brown, the tackle. Looked like the holding might have been on the blitzing safety man, wasn't it? Was Henderson or somebody trying to blitz on that side?
Henderson did a good
number
job.
Number 72, offense, decline, 4th down.
That's 2 in a row on Mullins. He's working against whom? Dutton?
No, he's working inside. It looks like maybe against Randy White.
Bradshaw looks like he might be hurting a bit. Chuck Knoll justifiably concerned. Greg Colquitt in the game for Pittsburgh. Good kick as Wilson goes up with a fair catch signal. And the Steelers will down it. Down in good shape, but a good kick by Colquitt. That was Dwayne Woodruff who slapped it back, and there's Bradshaw over on the sideline. And the rest of the concerned group trying to figure out just exactly what is wrong. He's obviously in pain.
We put a car in a cold room at 0 degrees Fahrenheit. 5 hours later, minus 20. 8 hours later, minus 30. And it still starts. The Die Hard, the battery that lives up to its name, only at Sears.
George Wendt, Whitewater Expeditionist. You know what he does for excitement?
I collect stamps. For me, collecting U.S. commemoratives is a special kind of thrill. They honor our country's great people, important events, and natural beauties. Every stamp is a little piece of America. And stamp collecting is one adventure I can share with my son.
Start your collection with the Summer Olympic Block of 4 at your post office now.
How good a boxer is former Dallas Cowboy Ed Too Tall Jones? Be with us next Saturday when the CBS Sports Spectacular features the boxing debut of 6'9" Too Tall Jones. You'll say you saw it on CBS Sports.
Pittsburgh 7, Dallas 3. 9:15 to go, third quarter. Cleveland leading St. Louis 10-6. As Roger Staubach gets to Newhouse, who struggles out to about the 8. Jack Lambert, as the Pittsburgh crowd encourages that defense.
And that defense is mostly from small colleges. Lambert's from Kent State, Eastern Michigan for Johnson, the cornerback, and Banaszak, the big defensive end. Old Joe Green's from North Texas.
How about Winston? He's from Arkansas.
That's a big school, though. That's
Baltimore 14, New England 13. Joe Green lined up, pointed in toward center John Fitzgerald. And the handoff is to Tony Dorsett, who will have a Dallas first down near the 20-yard line, and that'll give him some breathing room.
And here's the reason that Dorsett was the greatest rusher in college history. Winston fills the hole, number 53. Watch the right part of your screen. Watch Dorsett step over him like it's a low hurdle. People just don't do that. But he does it seemingly in third gear, and he always has something left.
Johnny Shell, the key tackler in that group. Dorsett, number 4 in rushing in the NFC. Left arm problems for Bradshaw. And Dorsett breaks away again for a couple. Mel Blunt took him down, number 47.
And don't discount the left hand of a quarterback. All you need to have is a couple of bad handoffs with the left hand and get the ball turned over. And that's been the Pittsburgh problem all year, is turnovers.
And Mike Kruzek is up and warming up behind the Pittsburgh bench. There he is, number 15.
Good, solid, young backup quarterback, though, and not afraid to play. He doesn't want to have any injury force him in there, but he's a good one.
He was 3 for 3 last week. Second down, Staubach goes back. He was shaken up a little bit in the first half, and he might be again.
Oh.
Tom Landry does not care for that kind of maneuver.
Especially against a Lambert defense. But if you get a guy like Jack Lambert and let him legally really hit your quarterback, Tom Landry knows. He was that kind of a hitter himself.
Yes, he was.
Hard and often.
The bright yellow or this?
Look at that.
Lambert just got the defense from the sideline and relayed it to playmates. They look angry, don't they? It'll be third down. 3 to go for Dallas. Lanniston at their own 26. Preston Pearson and Dorsett are both in the game at the moment. Staubach with a forward handoff to Tony Dorsett. He has the first down yardage, but a penalty marker is down.
They got Rafferty out in good shape, the guard. He might have clipped Jack Lambert. They cut off a linebacker very quickly. Pearson came through. I believe Preston Pearson goes through and does a cut job. 26 disappeared. Let's see what happens to Lambert. Scott gets on his outside. Rafferty. That's a great play for a middle linebacker, isn't it?
He took the bite, went in one direction, but got back in a hurry. The violation, I don't know if you heard it or not, was against Preston Pearson. Maybe Dick Jorgensen will give it to us again.
Holding, number 26, offense, still third down.
And isn't Jack Lambert the middle linebacker that thought the quarterback should have special rules? They should wear a white dress and high heels or something?
I think that's right.
He has something.
Third down, 13 yards they need for a first. Staubach operating out of the shotgun. The Steelers fake a blitz and don't. Roger being chased, finally throws. Nobody near. saying that he intentionally grounded, and most of the fans agree with that.
But the official has to get the declaration of intent. Was he doing that just not to lose yardage? The rest of it is all academic, and nobody's more academic or cerebral than number 12.
Cerebral.
He thinks pretty well, too.
I'll bet. Roger Staubach over with Landry. And Danny White with his back to you now. Theo Bell beats for Pittsburgh. Another knuckleball type kick. And Bell fields. Oh, good play by Aaron Mitchell, who was down early, got knocked down, got back up, and made the tackle. 39-yard kick by Danny White, and as the clock ticks down, 6 minutes, 10 seconds left, third quarter. Pittsburgh still leads Dallas 7-3.
Marvin and I just love to go camping in our Pinto wagon.
So does our son Richard.
Right, Dad. We camp in our Pinto wagon, too.
And so do our married daughters.
Pinto's great for taking the kids. And husbands, too.
That makes 4 generations and 4 Pinto wagons.
Introducing the 1980 Pinto wagon with the best gas mileage rating of any wagon built in America.
For camping, you need a Pinto wagon.
And someone who knows how to cook.
And I'm that someone.
Right, Dad.
You survey where the land is wild and unforgiving, filling in empty places on maps that until now have been almost unknown. But now comes Miller time. Time to head for the best tasting beer you can find, Miller High Life.
If you've got the time, we've got the beer. Miller Beer.
Miller Beer.
Too Tall, I'd like to wish you a lot of luck in your up-and-coming fight November 3rd. I'm so glad that you're not playing football anymore. I'm so sick and tired of looking up at your big, ugly face, and I just really want to say how glad I am you no longer like football. Good luck. I really wish you all the luck in the world.
The wishes of goodwill from Terry Bradshaw for Ed Too Tall Jones, and we add our good wishes to that as well. First down, Steelers at the Dallas 47. Franco Harris puts it to the secondary. Franco Harris might go. And Franco is gone.
First play of the second half where Franco Harris was given the football, he breaks it. And I still think in Super Bowl 13, it was his touchdown run that changed the football game. What a great player. Former Penn Stater. No, waited and waited and waited. 78 yards on 11 carries. But the touchdown was, he made Harris turn all the way around with a move like a halfback. I mean, Cliff Harris.
Quite a man is Franco Harris. Matt Bahr with Craig Colquitt holding makes it Pittsburgh 14. Dallas 3.
Let's watch the blocking. There comes Mullins over the trap. Randy White has one chance, misses the pass, and Cliff Harris gets all the way turned around. Look out, the big fella's loping.
Randy White took the influence block from the center Webster.
Used to be when I had a job to do around the house, it was one-on-one. Me against the house. And since the house was much bigger, I usually lost. Well, I've just changed all that with my new Black & Decker Workmate. It'll hold just about anything I want to work on, from a door to a pipe to a 200-pound dresser. In fact, my Workmate is so good at helping me work, I'm giving it Sunday off.
Workmate's available from about $45.
If anyone looks forward to the start of a new day, it's a Big A Auto Parts store, because each new day is filled with challenging customer requests for quality parts and friendly service. Take yesterday, for example.
Got an oil filter for a Ferrari?
You hook the black one to the plus or minus.
I need heavy-duty shocks.
A muffler for a Merc.
Boy, have you got metric tools.
Quality parts, friendly service. That's Big A.
Have you got a cup of coffee? Sure.
The hard-working auto parts store.
Bahr to kick off. after the touchdown run by Franco Harris of 47 yards. Ron Springs and Steve Wilson, and this is Wilson back for Dallas. Wilson outside the 30 where the Cowboys will take over. Dwayne Woodruff, who has excelled on special teams today, made the tackle. A little disturbance going on again between some of the Cowboys and some of the Steelers. Steve Corson in an argument with somebody. There is Franco Harris.
17-10. The Jets are trailing the Houston Oilers now.
Another team similar to Washington. You never think they're going to do very much, but Houston always winds up close to the top.
Especially if Earl Campbell is played. He just scored on a 4-yard touchdown run.
Their record is 5-3. Saw that, Dorsett. Winston takes him down. They told us that Dennis Winston was having a difficult time adjusting from the middle to the outside. Second and 8. Pittsburgh 14, Dallas 3. Laidlaw is the other back now, shifting over to the right. Steelers take a blitz. The 4-man rush. Staubach has all kind of time. Throws it hard overhand in the direction of Scott Laidlaw, but finally the protection broke down. And the Steelers must be doing an excellent job in the secondary because Roger had good time, couldn't find anybody.
Well, that time Dwight White had to go all the way around 2 blockers. They're twisting and stunting, and the Cowboys stayed right up there, and they gave Roger a lot of time. Nobody open at all.
Staubach has never beaten Pittsburgh. He is 0-3.
2 for 11 on 3rd down for the Cowboys. Chuck Noll's pretty composed, isn't he?
Oh, he always is. His first year here, they were 1-13. Things have changed, haven't they? Staubach now steps up into the pocket, looks, and throws. He'll have his first down to Drew Pearson.
Oh, boy. Great play by Drew Pearson. He came back toward the line of scrimmage because that time they only rushed 3 men, dropped everybody else back, so you got 8 people back there looking to cover up. Watch Roger get underneath. There's Cooper, takes White on by, and now Drew Pearson had come back to take the ball, and that's what they needed for a first down. That's a great play.
Winston and Ham on the tackle for Pittsburgh. Here's Roger Staubach now operating on first down in Pittsburgh territory by a yard. 4 minutes, 20 seconds left to play third quarter. Pittsburgh up 14-3. A lot of people up on that line of scrimmage this time. Here they come. In the direction of Newhouse, Jack Ham was really putting the pressure on Roger Staubach.
Again, the intentional grounding is if the official that is back there thinks that he is doing this just to avoid the loss of the yardage. He steps under the blitzer, that's the linebacker Ham, and he really was trying to throw it to 44, even though it sort of slid in a little bit. (11 of 24 for Staubach.
It'll be second down now and 15. They must have ruled that Staubach's knee was already on the ground when he finally did get rid of it. That's the reason the yardage is what it is. Handoff is to Dorsett. Oh, look out. Oh, what a block by Billy Joe Dupree on J.T. Thomas. I hope we see that again. We want to see a good block.
Watch 33 slip up inside, sort of stutters under the eye. There sets up the good block for Cooper, who buried somebody. Now watch this move right here. Acceleration. Watch the left part of your screen. You'll see it.
There's the block.
Hello.
Wow.
I guess you look for these all your life if you play in this league. One shot where the guy is not going to be hurt, but where you're going to get his attention for a long time. Watch the left part.
He just disappeared. And Ron Johnson looks like he might have been shaken up a little bit. He's coming off the field.
Boy, he's tough, though. Don't worry about this young cornerback. That kid's got a lot of bounce right there.
Dallas picks up the clutch first down. All the way down to the 33-yard line of Pittsburgh. Clock is still running, by the way, with 3 minutes and 15 seconds left to play in the third quarter. And Pittsburgh leading 14-3. 47-yard touchdown run by Franco Harris and a 1-yard touchdown run by Franco Harris. Staubach stumbles briefly coming away from center field. Dupree has it. Billy Joe to the 11 as Dallas comes to life.
Both big linebackers, Winston and Lambert, both miss him. Watch Dupree now. Here's a guy that had 4 touchdown passes coming. Gets away from hand all the way to the far side. Watch the 2 linebackers. He splits everybody. That was Blunt, I believe, and J.T. Thomas downfield.
Ron Johnson over on the sideline. That run by Dorsett, Tom, you tell me, was the longest one this year against Pittsburgh?
Yes, that's right, the longest one. And he now has 53 yards on 14 carries.
Scott Laidlaw joins Dorsett in the backfield. They're at the 11. Blitz is on, and Staubach overthrows Billy Joe Dupree, being covered by Donnie Shell.
Well, Staubach really yelled at the official something, like either somebody was encroaching or they didn't get a chance to get the snap properly. Number 12, you usually don't see him talking too much right as the play is in progress. Big day for Billy Joe so far.
What a good tight end he is. Pittsburgh defense still hanging tough. 2nd and 10 at the Steeler 11. Newhouse back now behind Rogers. Protection breaks down. L.C. Greenwood, I believe, was the first Steeler to get to Roger Staubach. He didn't drop very much then, did he?
Well, he may get the sack, but it was actually Furness, I believe, that actually caused the problem. There were 3 good penetrating defensive linemen there. Let's see who all came. I believe White, Furness is going inside. You can see 64 spinning, working against Scott. And he sort of chases in a hurry-up fashion into L.C. Greenwood. He does get the sack.
3rd and 14 is pretty hard to pass block if your quarterback doesn't get deeper than that.
The 2nd sack today for Roger Staubach.
And the passing unit is in. This, of course, includes both Pearson.
Wow.
J.T. Thomas was the nearest person to it. And J.T. was back close to Roger Staubach, who just had to unload as the Steelers really put the heat on.
And watch, Jack Lambert, the middle linebacker, has a shot, too. 2 people get good shots, but J.T. Thomas got it solid on the hip. What a blitz.
Annie White will hold for Rafael Septien. It'll be from 32.5 yards out. He has 1 of that distance already.
He's 9 of 11 from this distance.
He has scored all the Dallas points so far. 1:34 left third quarter. Septien pulls it. No good.
That's your average fan, right?
Count Dracula. 14-3. Pittsburgh still leading.
There are times when any investor needs security. Protection from the unknown. Low-risk investments with a solid return. We know where the best ones are because our strength, instinct, and resourcefulness is unmatched by any other investment firm. Merrill Lynch, a breed apart.
Introducing the 1980 Ford Fairmont, the right idea for today.
Aren't you glad you bought a Fairmont? The right idea for today. Aren't you glad you bought a Fairmont?
Fairmont is the right idea for today, with even higher 4-cylinder mileage than last year. And in 6s with 4-speed transmission, no car beats Fairmont's estimated MPG.
Aren't you glad you bought a Fairmont?
Glad, glad, glad.
The right idea for today.
That Summerall with Tom Brookshire at Three Rivers Stadium. New Orleans still leads Washington 14-10. Detroit 14, Buffalo 3. 3-3 between the Minnesota Vikings and Tampa Bay. Second quarter score, that is. Here, we're in the closing minutes of quarter number 3. Bradshaw throws. He's got Stallworth. Aaron Kyle was the first Cowboy to get there, but Stallworth seems to always be very aware of where everybody is.
Well, this
27 yards.
This time he was in the slot, and Swan's on the outside. Look at this good fake. And this time the slot went out to the sidelines and then up and broke wide open against the zone. And look at Swan clearing out above to the left there. You can see how they work together on it. I'll tell you, Stallworth never seems like he's pressed. He always acts like, I'll do it when I'm ready.
Pretty good day. First down, Pittsburgh at their own 47. Bradshaw, after being stunned a little bit earlier, looks fine now. Sid Thornton stumbles into the arm of Randy Hughes and Bob Bruneck.
Keep in mind that this Pittsburgh offense has lost the ball on fumbles 17 times, and they fumbled 30 times. They're the biggest turnover team in pro football, and if that happens in the fourth period, the Cowboys will be looking for it. That might be the only way you can beat Pittsburgh.
They fumbled, what, 9 times against Cincinnati?
9. 13 times in the last 2 games.
Once you get past that negative statistic, everything else seems to be pretty solid, though.
And it's a bruise-type team. They don't want to do anything fancy. They just say, let's beat on them and see what happens.
That should be the end of the third quarter as the Steelers let it expire. Bradshaw comes over. That is the end of the third quarter with the score Pittsburgh 14, Dallas 3. We now pause for a word from your local station.
Coolidge's apartment house burned down.
So the White Shadow gets a roommate.
Going to adopt.
You mean you got the place all to yourself?
And it's more than he bargained for Monday.
This is CBS.
Sunday, Archie Bunker's place adds a restaurant, but...
We are broke.
And on one day at a time, the newlyweds move in and the honeymoon is really over. Next,
You're fired.
Alice has to outflow Flo. Then on the Jeffersons, it's Halloween and the killer rabbit attacks. Loads of laughs Sunday.
Ladies and gentlemen, earlier today we watched the punt, pass, and kick competition sponsored by the Ford Dealers of America and the NFL. 6 winners here today will represent the Pittsburgh Steelers at the AFC Division competition on December 16 in Houston. Presenting the trophies to the area champions is Bob Smith, the chairman of the Ford Dealers Association. The 8-year-old winner is number 21 from Carthouse, Pennsylvania, Michael Thompson. The 9-year-old winner from Derry, Pennsylvania is number 24, Todd Smith. The 10-year-old champion from Bedford, Pennsylvania is number 16, Mike Doman. The 11-year-old champ from Nicktown, Pennsylvania, number 20 is Bernard Zernick. The 12-year-old champion is number 42 from Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, Scott Gobb. And finally, the 13-year-old champ, number 44 from Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, is Glenn Wells. So congratulations. Now let's send these youngsters to the division competition with a nice round of applause. Thank you. Pittsburgh has the football, operating just shy of midfield. It is second down. They need 7 for a first. They lead 14-3. Bradshaw gives on a reverse to Thornton, and Thornton will come near to getting that first down.
Good-looking play, just the inside move to the running back, not the fullback. Remember, that's Franco Harris. Here's the fake to Franco. Looks like Stalls gets caught inside, and Hollywood Henderson made a heck of a recovery on that. That could have been a big yardage play. Hughes helped on it.
It is about a yard shy of the first down, and Henderson goes out, limps to the sideline. I'd imagine that Mike Hegman would take his place. And Bradshaw gives to Franco Harris, who will not get back to the line of scrimmage and does not get the first down. D.D. Lewis, a heck of a play.
Great play by Harvey Martin, too. Watch number 79. You want to see a bunch, jump on a darn short yardage. Watch this charge defensively. There's Davis trying to get out. Harvey Martin comes inside. He and Randy White don't make the tackle, but just strip it up. Kyle's across. And, of course, D.D. Lewis has made the second highest solo tackle. He's not even in there usually on third down.
Harvey Martin took down every blocker they had. Dallas is going to try to block it. They don't. Craig Colquitt lines it over the head of Wilson and into the end zone. Dallas will take over at their own 20. 13 and a half minutes left to play in this contest.
With Colquitt punting, that's the best field position Dallas will have. 14, the 16, the 4, and the 6-yard line. At least now it's on the 20.
14-3, the Steelers lead.
It's perfect.
Welcome to our people-pleasing places.
There's just so much to do. A week isn't enough.
Hey, this superstar can do it all in one day.
Good luck, Star.
Holiday Inn Resorts have the best locations. Here are the things you want to do. That's just one reason Holiday Inn Resorts are #1 in people-pleasing.
Enough for today.
Don't forget the disco contest.
Holiday Inn is #1.
Superstar.
In people-pleasing.
When Napa first made the claim that lots of Napa parts are better than your car's original parts, some folks were skeptical.
Better than the original?
Better than the original?
Better than the original.
So before we could make that claim on TV, we were told to do one small thing.
Prove it!
So we did. Lots of Napa parts are better than your car's original parts. So visit your Napa Auto Parts store.
Napa, we help keep America moving.
Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire at Three River Stadium in Pittsburgh.
Notice Raphael Wright's in at offensive right tackle, number 70. First time we've seen him in a long time.
Scott Laidlaw in the backfield with Dorsett. Look out, Roger. Staubach manages to... Ball is loose. Staubach really took a shot, and he might be shaken up a bit. L.C. Greenwood is the man who hit him, I believe. Roger has got to be dazed by that.
Gary Dunn fell on the ball, but it looked like it might have come out late. However, he looked to me like he still had forward motion and was still moving ahead. He got away from 2 rushers. He got away from Dunn earlier.
Staubach obviously shaken. Let's see if we can...
And Landry, of course, has been worried, hadn't he, about his running or his Dunn and
chased by Dunn and Banaszak.
Both. Now he's drilled. Now that ball's on the ground. It's down.
He was hit by Greenwood. That was the stunning blow.
But that was his right arm that was flopped up there.
No time for Danny White to really get warm, but he is loosening now over in front of Tom Landry. Danny has recovered, he tells me, completely from the problems that he had with that broken thumb. Pittsburgh in command.
The world's most advanced twin-blade razors are only as careful, gotcha, as you are. The Norelco rechargeable rotary razor has 36 surgical steel blades, carefully protected by 3 floating heads, and a unique shaving angle for a very close shave wherever you are, without a nick or a cut. The choice is yours. The close, careful Norelco rechargeable rotary razor, or 2 blades and gotcha.
Last week, I went looking for a bargain on a muffler. So I go to a department store auto center. I said, get me out in under an hour. He says,
What am I, Houdini?
So I go to a muffler shop. I say, does that fit my car? He says, I'll make it fit. So I go to a gas station. I said, how about a guarantee in writing? He says, who's got time to write? Their idea of a bargain was no bargain. Midas gave me a good price and everything I wanted. It pays to Midasize.
Next Sunday, it's a CBS NFL doubleheader. Check local listing for the games and times in your area. A super Sunday of football. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
Roger Staubach is off the field under his own power, rubbing the left side of his head. Danny White is the Dallas quarterback.
He is 3 of 4 this year for 74 yards, 1 touchdown, and no INTs.
And in a pressure cooker situation here, Danny White gives to Dorsett. Dorsett hurdles over a couple of blockers, maybe got a couple of yards before Jack Lambert, number 58, takes him down.
That is some savage defense that Danny White has to face. Handoff, okay, but you don't come into a game not able to throw the ball. It's not like you're going to shoot a few foul shots and get ready. He's got to be ready to throw it because they got to move the ball through the air. They're not going to be able to run it enough to really beat this Pittsburgh team.
3rd and 8 in a tough situation. Let's see if the Steelers send some blitzers at Danny White. He operates in the shotgun. John Fitzgerald, of course, is the center. They're faking a blitz, and it's not a fake. White. Oh, what a catch by Preston Pearson. Diving. Covered by Jack Ham, but he had enough, I believe, for a first down.
The 14th catch by the man they say should be playing basketball somewhere, and he used to play with the Steelers. Used to play with Baltimore. He's played a lot of places. Here's a great diving catch. The man that's played in Super Bowls with 3 different teams. He's the only guy I know of that could have made that one.
5 Super Bowls altogether. Greenwood again puts on the good rush.
Big rush and coolly handled by young Danny White. Nicely thrown.
Danny White is one fine athlete. A lot of people wonder how long he's going to be willing to wait behind Staubach. With the kind of talent he has, Jay Salvey goes in motion. Dorsett out near the 40-yard line where he's stopped by Mel Blunt and Jack Lambert again.
Solly that time came back in motion and went into block. And what Dorsett wanted was for everybody in the blue and white to get lost and give him some room to run. Here's Roger now being worked on over there.
Diagnosis is that he probably has a concussion and in all likelihood will not come back. So it's going to be done by Danny White if it's done at all.
You know what was nice? The Pittsburgh trainer, Berlin, was out there checking to make sure if he could add anything to what they were doing with Roger.
It is 2nd and 1. Dorsett 16 carries, 64 yards. Saldi and Billy Joe Dupree shift on the far side, and now BJ comes in motion. Pitches back to Dorsett. Looking for somewhere to go. Gets around. Dorsett has a Dallas first down. Near midfield before Ron Johnson picks him up.
Give the Dallas offensive line an A+. They cut off everybody on that down 4 and most of the linebackers. The only linebacker that kept in it was Ham. Watch this now. Dupree comes back. Now he goes in motion. He'll seal off Jack Ham and do a good job. Good job by Laidlaw, and this is just a projectile coming through number 33.
You're right. That was a good block by Billy Joe Dupree. First down, Dallas, and the Cowboys on the move. They fake the draw to Newhouse. Screen to Dorsett with one blocker in front, but that's not near enough. Jack Ham. Here's Roger Staubach.
Stop by Banaszak and Lambert.
Nothing illegal, nothing dirty about the hit that caused that problem. It was by L.C. Greenwood, but Staubach was still struggling for yards, so it was not a dirty play by any means.
He'll always be struggling for it. I recall against the Rams when he tried to go in a preseason game, and I think it was Marlon McKeever separated his shoulder, and they said, stop running with the ball. But
well, he ran last week against the Cardinals for a key first down. Actually jumped about 5 yards. Here's Danny White. Chased by Greenwood. He's away from him. Chased by Green, and Dorsett has the ball in his hand. And just flat took his eyes off of it. Jack Ham closest, but Dorsett had it. And Dallas would have had another first down. Baltimore 17-13 over New England.
That's two that Dorsett, he didn't hear anybody running. I don't think this kind of a great running back hears footsteps, but he certainly was checking out where he was going to go before he put the ball away, twice.
Is Burt Jones playing for Baltimore today? I think he is.
Yes, he is, and apparently in a good shape doing it.
Preston Pearson in the backfield. Salvi, Butch Johnson, the whole group. Danny White throws the sidearm. He got through Pearson. How does he do it week after week? First down, Dallas. J.T. Thomas punched him out inside the 30.
The way Danny White did it was with great pass blocking. Here you see Butch Johnson inside. He takes the short drag out. Here's the corner pattern, but it's not deep enough to where he got picked up by the safety. A good play. Now watch the blocking. Rafferty on the right. Fitzgerald bouncing back. Salty stayed in to help the tight end on the left side. And Rayfield Wright is doing a pretty good job with L.C. Greenwood.
Clock is stopped with 8 minutes and 54 seconds left to play. Pittsburgh leading 14-3. Defensive battle. It has been from the start. Again, that same formation on the far side, and here comes Dupree in motion again. This time it's Dorsett swinging in the other direction. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Dennis Winston. Again, an excellent play.
What a great play. The play looked like it was going to break Tony Dorsett to the far sideline. And watch number 53. This is an uncanny play because you can't coach it. You just slip under it. The guy roll blocks you, and you throw yourself in. You don't care if you get knocked out. Great defensive play by Winston.
Herbert Scott was the Dallas blocker, but the dirt man came right through it.
Razorbacks just don't quit.
Second 11. Thank you. Danny White goes through with the play, and wisely so. One thing the Steelers have done, they've done a lot of good things, but Tony Hill has not caught a pass.
Anybody that comes in as the leading receiver touchdown-wise and you shut him out, you got a chance. Roger there?
Roger with towels around his head.
He's got the young body and the older head. He's all right. Looks like he's feeling halfway decent now, huh?
Mm-hmm. So it'll be third down, 11. Steelers have got everybody up on the line of scrimmage. There is nobody back deep for Pittsburgh. Now there are. In the direction of Tony Hill.
You just saw an all-pro named Mel Blunt play Tony Hill beautifully.
Right with him, step for step.
Blunt just got in front of him and said, okay, run on my back, big fella, and see if you can catch it jumping over me. Of course, Danny White, good idea. Rafferty seems to have Joe Green under control. The ball is on target. Superb bit of gamesmanship by number 47.
And now on fourth down, what do you do? Field goal it or go for it? You got to go for it, I think.
You got to have two touchdowns. Win, lose, or break even.
You got just over 8 minutes in which to get it done. Dallas a long time in a huddle. It'll be fourth down. They need 11 for a first, and he goes under the center, not shotgunning. Laidlaw and Pearson, the running back. Protection holds up. Intended for Tony Hill. Knocked away by Mel Blunt again. And the Steelers will take over.
They said that Mel Blunt, number 47, as soon as the Chuck rule came in where you couldn't hit people, he would be dead, huh? Well, here's the blocking. And a great throw by Danny White. Everybody picked up. And you're right, Tony Hill is wide open for just a moment. And there comes Blunt.
Right back there with him, and the Steelers get the ball back. They lead 14-3.
Spread your wings. Introducing the new 1980 Thunderbird, a Thunderbird of new contemporary size that shows its elegant heritage wherever you look. And with its new size and a new 4.2-liter engine, this Thunderbird has excellent estimated gas mileage and also offers the first automatic overdrive option built in America, a new engineering breakthrough. The new size Thunderbird, a better idea for the 80s.
American business is being taken over by revolutionaries. Revolutionary Savin copiers. Savin's advancing in New York, surrounding Dallas. Savin's winning over banks and brokerage houses. Why is big business going for Savin in a big way? Because Savins are fast, economical, and remarkably reliable. In fact, last year, Savin outplaced Xerox and IBM combined. So if you haven't noticed the revolution, you will. Savin, the revolutionary copiers that are winning over big business.
A little bit of discussion as Pearson came in with the play, and Laidlaw wasn't sure whether to stay in and help block for Danny White or not, but it doesn't make any difference right now.
Last-minute discussion, or whatever, didn't work. First and 10, Pittsburgh. Bradshaw not necessarily satisfied with the way things are going, and Stallworth gets back for the other side of the field, and that was not one of his wiser moves. Dave Stalls made the tackle, and Stallworth lost about 8 or 10. Detroit hanging on against Buffalo 17-13. That's the fourth quarter score.
If Dallas would lose this game, you would have to think maybe judgment. You know, the fake punt and pass by Danny White really didn't hurt him point-wise. But this last thing, going for it on a crazy pass play, of course, it was almost a touchdown, too.
Here's Pittsburgh now operating with second, and they need 23. Bradshaw is not going to be satisfied. Franco Harris chipped away a couple of tackles. Aaron Kyle tripped him up. That's our first final score. The New Orleans Saints 14, Washington 10.
Weisman scored on a 1-yard run too late, though, in that second quarter, and the Redskins are really hurt by that one because they have to come and play Pittsburgh next week.
New Orleans is really helped by that one because no matter what happens to the Rams, they'll still be in first place in the NFC West. 3rd and 18 situation.
Dallas defense looks like they're getting a little bit nasty now.
6.5 minutes left to play. Rocky Blyer in the backfield. Thornton has moved inside. And Bradshaw looking for that first down. Might have it. Swan, he can't hang on. Benny Barnes has gotten some resemblance of revenge for what happened to him in the Super Bowl last year. He's done a superb job covering Lynn Swan.
What a job that was, because that is split second. With a great receiver like Swan, there's a tendency to pull that yellow flag out anyway, and he's done it despite all that.
Roger, obviously very sad at the moment, and still perhaps a little cloudy in the head.
A little groggy.
Craig Colquitt. Line drive kick. Wilson comes over to field it, and doesn't have much room to operate. Steelers did a good job covering, and Dallas will operate from its own 35. A 48-yard kick from Craig Colquitt of the line drive variety. So, in the fourth quarter, in the Super Bowl rematch between Dallas and Pittsburgh, the Steelers dominate 14-3 at the moment.
You dance on a river of wood. And you never forget that the spinning shapes in the cold, dark water are your only bridge home. So you keep on dancing. And when you've coaxed enough logs into place to build a good-sized town, you can finally head for River's End and Miller Time. Miller Time. Time for the best-tasting beer you can find. Miller High Life. America's quality beer since 1855.
When it's time to relax, one beer stands clear. Miller beer. Miller tastes too good to hurry through. If you got the time, we've got the beer. Miller beer.
Tonight, Trapper John and Gonzo put their jobs on the line when they hire a nurse who's an ex-con.
Gone. My diamond brooch.
Don't miss Trapper John MD tonight.
Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire at Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh, where the Steeler defense has ruled supreme. Danny White gives to Tony Dorsett. He's cut down just about a yard deep into that secondary by Dennis Winston.
He's got to get a game ball, or at least part of it, He might eat half of it. He is really loaded for bear. Watch this. A misdirection inside with the fullback. He has to have made 7 solo tackles that are all solid.
At least. What a job by number 53. 2nd and 8 for Dallas, and Danny White has got to put the ball in the air, and soon, like right now. Protection holds, but Pearson can't as Johnny Shell hits him just as the ball arrives.
I have never seen so many good plays by defensemen, including Benny Barnes, as the ball is being caught. Just like Shell, his counterpart, number 31, just made on Pearson. Some of the great defensive plays have all been jammed into one game.
The other games this afternoon on CBS, the doubleheader game. Chicago will be at San Francisco. Green Bay at Miami. The Giants out in Los Angeles. The Rams are struggling a little bit. And Philadelphia at Cincinnati. And Philadelphia, of course, with the knowledge that Dallas is losing and that Washington has lost.
It's a big third down play for Danny White right here. Large.
He operates from the shotgun. Joe Green and group struggling. Danny White has plenty of time. And intended for Tony Hill, who looked as if he didn't see it coming.
Looked like a first baseman making a stretch.
Cowboy is down on this side of the field. I believe it's Preston Pearson.
Preston Pearson. And there's no doubt about it, the Steelers are not timid. They tell you they're going to strike you when they come out to warm up. Webster and company, they tell you, if you don't want to get hit, you better go somewhere else.
You know, even back when we were playing, it was the same way.
Well, in those days, the hair would grow through the jerseys of some of those old Steelers.
What?
They were tough.
Roger Staubach is up. Talking to Jay Saldi, still feeling the back of his head. But Roger, encouragingly, is up and talking and feeling better.
And now, a highlight of the incredible Ford factory tour. Incredible developments in our search for good performance, better mileage, and low emissions. We're working on a ceramic gas turbine engine that'll get at least 30% better mileage than a conventional engine of the same size.
Buddy, I'd call that incredible.
I would. We're experimenting with battery power. For instance, this hybrid vehicle. Over 20 miles per hour, it runs on gas. Under 20, runs on electric.
Oh, that's even more incredible.
Is there such a word as incredible-er?
Ford is even working on an engine that gets mileage like a diesel, but runs a lot cleaner.
Is there anything more incredible than incredible?
Yes, our little 4-cylinder Mustang. It accelerates like some cars with 8-cylinder engines because it's turbocharged.
Friends, I guess there's only one way left to express our basic emotions.
Ford, that's incredible.
To take the incredible Ford factory tour, write us for information.
The NFL on CBS, the doubleheader games next week. Dallas, the Cowboys will be in the Meadowlands against the Giants. Tampa Bay at Atlanta. Washington here against Pittsburgh. They better bring some armor. Minnesota at St. Louis. That's first game. Second, the Rams against Seattle, and Jim Zorn and his group were not out of it by any means. Detroit at Chicago. New Orleans, Denver. And this is being brought out for Preston Pearson.
I don't think I've ever seen Preston down on the ground, Pat. All the Dallas games that we've done, I can't recall him ever being stretched.
I can't either, Tom. Not a happy sight to see either. Certainly, it hasn't been diagnosed. And certainly, we wouldn't venture an opinion.
Can I have one?
But they're not going to take any chances. Preston in 5 Super Bowl games with 3 different teams,
including the adversary today,
right.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
And nobody else anywhere can make that claim. He lives in Pittsburgh, by the way, in the offseason. 60 Minutes, don't forget. The award-winning series, I suppose, news magazine or whatever. Following football on most of these stations, the West Coast will see 60 Minutes at its regular scheduled time. There's concern from up above, on the level at which we are, about the situation and the condition of Preston Pearson, who is on the stretcher now.
I recall one year that Dallas wouldn't have gotten to the Super Bowl at all if he hadn't have blown Los Angeles out, he and Roger almost personally, for Coach Landry. Remember that day on the West Coast?
Remember the diving catches he made that day?
There's a good man, too, Coach Landry.
We were talking before about the Steeler record the first year that Chuck Noll was here being 1-13 when Landry first went to Dallas that first year. He was 0-11-1. No victories.
I think it was, what, 63 when he got the 10-year contract and sort of got people off his back and allowed him to put the program in motion?
Well, since they started to win, it's been an every-year occurrence. And since Chuck Noll took over in Pittsburgh, their victories have been an every-year occurrence. It is a knee, I believe, for Preston Pearson. And it took place away from the play as Danny White hangs it high, and Bell will field. Bell dodges a couple of tackles. Well, almost broke out of the pack. Steve Wilson made the tackle as Theo Bell made the good return. 37-yard kick for Danny White. Clock runs. Clock is stopped now with 4 minutes, 58 seconds left to play. It looks like the Steelers might be in pretty good shape.
What a great psychology it is, though, to be the team that plays better against the toughest teams in football. You know what? What a great way to be known is, okay, I was a great golfer when I played against the greatest golfers, or whatever the game is, and that's what the Steelers are.
There's Franco Harris again, breaking off the left side, picking up about 9 yards before Cliff Harris, not related, makes the tackle. Last time Dallas was held to just a field goal was when? 1972?
The Giants did it 23-3. I didn't think the Giants had scored 23 points in a long time. Shows you how quickly I've forgotten some.
They got hung up on 17 for 2 years.
For 17 years.
14 carries, 89 yards for Franco Harris. Franco still the lone setback behind Bradshaw, and he will get another carry. And he pulls his way for a first down. There are only 3 backs so far who have ever gained more than 100 yards more than once against this Dallas defense. One of them we saw last week.
Twice he's done it, O.J. Anderson.
O.J. Anderson, Jim Brown, and John David Crow. Franco Harris is about to join that company.
He's another one that saves big efforts for great games. Like, of course, last week he came in here from a great night. What did he have last week? He's had 32 100-yard days.
Here's Bradshaw now calmly taking his time, and Harris again gets the tackle, gets the carry, and he goes for about 5. Leaning in that direction, Aaron Kyle tripped him up.
93 yards. Franco is closing in on his 33rd game of 100 yards plus. Inside handoff. Davis out in front. D.D. Lewis turns it in pretty good shape. 2 1/4. He still carries it swiftly, doesn't he, Franco?
Franco has 98. 2nd and 5 after that 5-yard pickup. His next one will get him over 100. And you'll hear the reaction from the crowd when they put it up on the scoreboard. Pittsburgh 14. Dallas 3. 2:50 left to play. Sid Thornton gets this carry. Does not quite get enough for the first down. He's about 2 shy. Dave Stahl, the tackler. Dallas defense has been on the field a long time. So has Pittsburgh. They've both been excellent.
The only 2 losses, of course, that Pittsburgh had, the Eagles caught them and played an extremely good football game. Maybe over their heads, some of the Philadelphia people thought, but they beat them honestly. A lot of injuries still. And, of course, the Cincinnati debacle when they turned over the ball 9 times on fumbles.
Philadelphia plays Cincinnati later on. Dallas record coming in was 7-1. Washington has already lost. Here's Franco. Does not get the first down. He stumbles for about a yard before Larry Cole wraps him up around the leg. The crowd now starts to depart. We should have the 2-minute warning right now. And that is exactly what's happened. Let's see, a minute 57 left on the scoreboard clock. Pittsburgh leading Dallas 14-3.
Our corporation had to have an insurance company that pays medical claims promptly, fairly, and courteously. Connecticut General really came through for us.
Coming through for you. That's what CG people do.
Dental claim forms are a lot easier to fill out when they're in my language instead of insurance-y. And that's how Connecticut General comes through for me.
Coming through for you. That's what CG people do.
Call us. We'll come through for you, too.
A big green football team, an endless yellow sea, a cherry pie, an orange sky, the bluest eyes you'll ever see. Yes, America's true colors come through on GE.
GE TV brings you America's colors vivid and lifelike, and our special VIR2 circuit adjusts the color automatically.
Yes, America's true colors come through on GE. GE, we bring good things to life.
Mike Ditka just sent in Dennis Thurman, among others. What is this? They did something different right at the end.
Steelers trying to hurry up front, but they didn't get set. Official wouldn't let them.
Colquitt hangs it high. Steelers watch it bounce out of bounds. It took another funny bounce. But Dallas got a long way to go.
Colquitt has had them on the 20, the 14, the 16, the 4, the 6, and this one's on the 9.
He's done a good job kicking those high knucklers that seem to just bounce straight up or straight out. Pittsburgh Steelers looking awfully impressive. 14-3.
Of course, Dallas has... next week they have the New York Giants in Philadelphia on a Monday night, then Washington, Houston, New York, Philadelphia on a Saturday afternoon here on CBS, and then the Redskins for a finale.
There's a lot of work yet to be done for both teams. Pittsburgh doesn't have any vacation coming up either. They have Washington, Kansas City, San Diego, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Houston, and Buffalo left. Danny White operates from the shotgun and has it batted down by L.C. Greenwood.
I just feel like if Pittsburgh stays healthy, they can rock and sock with you on the line of scrimmage every darn day of the week. If they're a healthy team, they'll slug you. And by the fourth period, you better have skilled people that can still run around and walk and talk at the same time.
They'll slug you if they're not healthy.
They are tough. But I don't think they're a dirty team. I really mean
absolutely not.
They just look you right in the eye and shoot you.
No, I didn't mean to infer that. They've always been like this, though. Remember when we were playing, used to come here.
Used to pay up all the insurances to say goodbye to your family.
You might win, but you knew you'd been in a contest. Danny White. And again, he operates back at his own goal line. He has Ron Springs, who will have a Dallas first down, gets out of bounds. Mel Blunt knocks him out. Another good young prospect, number 20, the rookie from Ohio State.
He has an honest outlook. He wants to beat out Newhouse or whoever it is for the fullback spot. Laidlaw, he just thinks that somewhere along the line I may not beat Dorsett out, so I better look somewhere else. So he's after a job.
And Danny Reeves, who is the offensive coordinator for Dallas, says that is a possibility, but not this year.
Not with Brinson and Newhouse there. If that Brinson stays healthy, he's a little bit scary, isn't he?
If he could. Springs is one of the running backs. Dorsett is the other. And they flank alongside Danny White. Quick snap. He didn't look like he was ready for that, did he? There's Rafferty out in front of Dorsett, and Dorsett. Springs, I beg your pardon, it was not Dorsett. Struggled for a first down. Dennis Winston.
What a heck of a move for the first down. Springs, of course, he didn't catch too many balls or throw them, and he's proven that he can do both at Ohio State. Now it's the hurry up. All shotgun, huh?
Clock still going, and White throws for Salvey. Salvey gets the dose. Dennis Winston put the pop on again.
Trying to split the zone. Obviously, Pittsburgh now is in a prevent. They'll put as much pressure as they can with as few people and dare you to throw it. He sliced it, but Winston goes back and helps from the underside.
And again, that superb timing. As the defender got there just in time to knock the ball loose.
Here comes Joe Green now. Look at number 75. Boy, do they play the run tough, though, Pittsburgh?
Wow. He just dominates that middle, doesn't he? Second and 10, 14-3 Pittsburgh. Annie White taking the place of the injured Roger Staubach. And again, a tough hit. Donnie Shell hit Drew Pearson. And Drew Pearson hopped right back up.
Have you ever played a team when every time they touched you it hurt? Pittsburgh, every tackle they make is very sure and steady and hard. Here's the rush by 3 men. Rafael Wright against L.C. Greenwood. Watch the contact here.
Remember that.
Sharp razor blades are designed to give you a closer shave. Great for my beard, but can still be irritating to my skin. So I help protect my skin with Rise. Rise is thicker than the leading foam. Look, I can't even shake it off. Rise helps protect my skin against irritation. So for today's close shaves, get today's Thick Rise. Helps protect your skin against irritation. Thick Rise helps protect your skin against irritation.
Hello, I'm Chuck Connors, and this is Tin Can Alley. An exciting new electronic target game that truly tests your marksmanship from as far away as 25 feet. But Tin Can Alley is safe because it only shoots your leader.
I want you to explain that to me, Dr. Spock.
I'm afraid to. This is sort of a Twilight Zone football game we're having. Those were some kind of, I don't know what they were. Pittsburgh.
I don't know either. This is where the rivers come together, but I didn't know about that.
Saw Art Rooney before the game, the wonderful fellow that's in charge of this ball club, has been since the days of Bert Bell, the old commissioner.
Yeah. Every time I see him, he asks me if I want to come back and kick.
I heard one time he wanted you to coach this team before Noel came. Is that true?
He did, yeah. He offered me the job. I don't know why yet.
I can't figure out why you didn't take it.
But I forgot how many played by that time. Long count.
Ball start, 68.
What are those things flying around up there?
Oh, they're just some kind of a illusion.
I hope we get another look at them.
If you ever do get a coaching job, though, I'd like to be hired just to bed check and do things that are important around the training facility.
You'd be my first employee. There it is. Now, what is that?
It keeps saying, take us to your leader. I don't know what
Now, that's another guy I'm going to hire, whoever's responsible for that. Annie White, the quarterback. 54 seconds left to play. They're trying to run a screen, and they do to Ron Spring. Lambert chases, but Dallas has the first down. Dennis Winston knocked him out of bounds. .45 seconds left to play. Pittsburgh leading 14-3. Roger Staubach still has never beaten Pittsburgh. Robert D. Stinner was our host at dinner.
Did we drop a check on him last night? Waited time.
Oh, yeah. He didn't even blink, though. He was glad to get it. Sandy Grossman, the director, responsible for the picture.
Randy Grossman's good friend, right?
Not related. Sandy and Randy aren't. I don't think. Annie White picked off by Donnie Shell. Intended for Jay Saldi. But Pittsburgh now is able to just say, we'll run it out. And they will improve their record to 7-2. That's the same record that Dallas will have. Good to see Lou Skinner around again. And all the rest of the people are responsible much more than we. There's Danny White, who just had the pass picked off, intended for Jay Salvey. Doubleheader game comes up next, and Dennis Thurman says to Danny White, good job. Just couldn't get it going. A tough team dressed in black. Franco Harris. That ought to get him over 100. Bob Brunick made the tackle, but that should be enough to put Franco over 100. Timeout, Dallas.
A lot of respect for number 32 by his linemen and by his people here in Pittsburgh, huh?
Quite a human being. And there it goes. 33rd time.
Hello, I'm Chuck Connors, and this is Tin Can Alley. An exciting new electronic target game that truly tests your marksmanship from as far away as 25 feet. But Tin Can Alley is safe because it only shoots a beam of light that's as safe as a flashlight. Well, even a rifleman sometimes misses. Tin Can Alley, for real target practice at home from Ideal.
Franco Harris has departed. Dallas, I believe, have just used their last timeout. Rick Moser and Tony Anderson are the two running backs for Pittsburgh now. Harris and Thornton are out. Bradshaw still the quarterback. Roger Staubach still feeling the back of his head. If you joined us late, Roger had to leave. We think he has a concussion. That is the belief at the moment he was hit in a collision with L.C. Greenwood. Nothing dirty.
And that means they will not allow you to sleep or rest and just keep you walking around. You've been knocked out before, have you?
In college.
Did it last a long time?
Too long. Cowboys are out of timeout. And scoreboard count starts. Three River Stadium turns out not to be a most hospitable place for Dallas, and their record goes to 7-2. So does Pittsburgh. Philadelphia to play Cincinnati later on.
But it's very interesting how the top people in their respective professions, and that's football in this case, appreciate one another very much. And it was a very clean, straight-on, I'll take you or you take me type game. And make no mistake, there were no illegal or illegal deals where people piled on and off. Very honest game.
Tom, while we have a chance, let's check around some of the other scores. New Orleans improves their record to 5-4 with that 14-10 victory over Washington.
Their defense is playing better.
Detroit 17-13. That's not a final yet over Buffalo. Houston Jets 24-10, and Bradshaw just blinked. So do we.
In our business, we have to.
Minnesota leading Tampa Bay 10-3. What a mystery team Minnesota is. They look like they can't get anything done, and they keep winning. St. Louis 13-10 over Cleveland, third quarter.
Steve Niels has gone 72 yards with a fumble for St. Louis, and you sort of pull for those guys. They've had so many injuries.
They played Dallas tough last week, and then this final here. Pittsburgh Steelers 14, Dallas 3. Both touchdowns for the Steelers by Franco Harris and the field goal by Rafael Septien. So from Three River Stadium in Pittsburgh, this is Pat Summerall saying so long for Tom Brookshire. Stay tuned as the NFL Today continues after this word from your local station.
There's a church in Florida that believes marijuana comes from God, that smoking pot is a holy ritual. If the court rules in their favor, it could affect marijuana laws everywhere. 60 Minutes, tonight on CBS.